fantastic play, so he did not lose any of those stalkers. He took out quite a few SCVs, and he caused MorroW to need to use a lot of his micro and a lot of his APM on that battle and to defend against that harassment. Speaking of APM, looking at the reading, we are looking at both players being around the 175 average mark. Obviously there's going to be spikes and lulls, but that is normal for any player. And MorroW is pushing out a little bit, looking to take a little bit more map control. At this point, he is also just building up that command center to take probably his gold. He hasn't killed the rocks yet, but he probably will soon. And it looks like HuK's going in for a little bit more harassment. He does have this observer here. Blink is ready. Is he going to use it? Yes, he is. He's going to get one more SCV kill. Oh, that's a ghost. Ooh, can he get both ghosts? That'll be super effective, but no, he doesn't. He does blink out. He loses one stalker. The Marines, another stalker going down. Marines with stim were able to chase those stalkers. They are just as fast, if not faster, I believe. And obviously, MorroW here has revealed his card. He does have some ghosts out in the field. Obviously, those will be to counter all the Protoss army, the Templar and the Immortals. And while these Templar have a lot of energy now, Storm is ready. So if they can get in position, they will be very effective in this situation. Or, as I said before, super uber effective. Great. Anyways, HuK actually now switching over to a very zealot-heavy army, and it looks like he's going back in with these stalkers. This missile turret didn't get finished, and if it would have been able to pick off this observer and prevent this harassment, but these stalkers are now deep in the base of MorroW. He's forced to bring all of his Marines and Marauders back into the base, but as soon as he detects that the infantry is coming, he's going to try to run right back out. But MorroW playing very well. He's going to expect that. Nice EMP to the stalker's face. All of those shields being dissipated from the army. And MorroW was playing it safe, actually. If HuK would have tried to retreat, all of these tanks and Marines would have been there, but of course the observer does see that, so he just chooses to leave his stalkers in and cause as much damage as he can. Meanwhile, HuK is pushing out with his army once again because he does see this here. He needs to take advantage of this, put the Immortal up front. No, the Immortal needs to soak the damage. All those shields being just obliterated from the Zealots, but Zealots with charge are very effective. Not the best use of Storm there, as on the tanks it's not really the best bet. But he did get a couple storms off on the infantry as well, softening them up. Lots of Immortals still out in the field. No ghosts for EMP here in the army. The Templar does get taken out, and HuK is forced to retreat. A nice little scan here does show that the army is still gathering here. And it looks like the tanks are going to siege up, but it's near the Xel'Naga Watchtower. That's not a great position. Very nice storms coming down, obliterating all of the army of the infantry army, and that tank just dying quickly to the Immortal Fire. And HuK does now have his gold expansion up as well. He is oversaturated, though. That's too many probes at 6 mineral patches. He needs to get these gas geysers up. At the same time, MorroW has got both of his ghasts running at full tilt, and he's just now putting mules down on the gold. He just got that up and running as well. So, very interesting play so far here, and wow, HuK is double expanding to the right side. That's very bold right now, and it looks like he's also putting up a couple Stargates, so this could be interesting if he's going to move into some Phoenix to take care of the Medivacs, or if he's going to go for the Void Rays. I don't think he's going to be going to Carriers. That's a little bold right now, as he hasn't really earned the Tier 3 technology yet. And that Observer does get taken out by the Ghost. It just got the last kill, or the last shot off. The missile turret was able to see it. So MorroW here just putting up a nice little bunker slash tank defense here at his Xel'Naga Watchtower, looking to fortify his natural. And there's a drop coming here from MorroW, so keeping my eye on that minimap. I do see this, and HuK is probably going to be forced to cancel this Nexus. No, it is going to be... these Stalkers and Zealots do get here in time, and the Nexus does get saved with about 400 health. Once it finishes, it should have around 400. The shields will quickly regenerate, and wow, am I going to be like right on? Haha, I'm awesome. That's my game sense for you. Or casting sense, I don't know. But this Nexus finished just a little bit too late for these probes. They are going to long distance mine for a couple seconds. These Stargates are up and running, and I don't think MorroW was able to see that. No, he did not see these 2 Stargates and a fleet beacon. Very ballsy here, but moving more into the... Wow, Dark Templar as well, putting all of his tech here in the corner, in the right-hand side of his base. I'm not sure if I agree with that. It's probably better to be tucked back here, but I guess it is vulnerable to a drop as well. But obviously HuK won MLG. He knows a little bit more than I do, so go HuK. And Fleet Beacon is up. It's probably going to research that Flux Vines for the Void Rays, which will increase their speed drastically. They moved so fast with that speed upgrade, and it looks like MorroW is going to push in. Medevacs are getting a little bit ahead. He could have been vulnerable to some feedback, but the Ghost here does EMP the Templar, and he's forced to morph into an Archon. But lo and behold, Archons are very, very effective against biological units, and that is what the mass of MorroW's army is compiled of right now. A couple nice Storms, really not that effective on tanks. Better off right here. Very nice Storms by HuK right now, forcing MorroW to attack and retreat consistently, and having to retreat once again. Wow, nice Storms just tearing up that army. And the nice thing about Storms is if you storm this and the infantry has to pull back, it really makes your tanks vulnerable to the Immortals. The Immortals can just soak up so many hits from those tanks. Without Ghosts to EMP them in the face, they are just, the big damage absorbers of the Protoss army. And now here HuK is putting pylons down to the left side, maybe looking to take this base as well, or maybe just to use it as a scouting, a little bit of info for scouting, and also he can use it to warp in. And it looks like we got a command center here from MorroW flying off, and we missed, oh sorry, I've been missing these Void Rays. I did know about them, but I forgot to go over to them. They were in here causing a lot of damage, 5 kills on the one. These two just got in there. All they really killed was some supply depots. MorroW wasn't bringing any of his army in, and wow, HuK is hitting from all fronts right now. This is what MorroW was afraid of. I didn't want to pan over because I thought that HuK would try to do kind of a double-pronged attack. MorroW here didn't want to pull back all of his Marines because it would have made his tanks too vulnerable, and he didn't have the Vikings out to push back the Void Rays yet, but now with 5 Void Rays and the Flux Vines are finished, you can tell by the way how fast they move, and HuK is just absolutely dominating MorroW in this situation. The Storms and the Void Rays are just picking off, now fully charged. All of the supply depots, a couple of Immortals here are trying to pick off this orbital command, but all of these SCVs are coming off to repair it. MorroW trying to siege up these tanks, but the Immortals are taking just so much of that damage, and with the Immortals and the Archons, HuK's army is just so tankable. It's just absolutely really impossible for MorroW to deal with. He needs EMP right now to deal with the Immortal shields and of course the Archon shields. That Archon does go down, the Immortals get blown away, and it looks like this orbital command did get fully repaired, but now these SCVs are just running away. And once again, back in the base here, HuK's Void Rays are pretty much going unchallenged. The 2 Vikings did try to kill them out, and I believe he built a couple more, but that was really nothing he could really do against all these Void Rays. Once they have the Flux Vines, they are very tough to deal with. HuK's army just also warping in over here, a bunch of units, and MorroW does GG. So HuK really played well that game. He had MorroW backed into a corner, attacking from 2 different fronts, forcing MorroW to choose if he wants to split up his Marines and leave his tanks vulnerable, or keep his army together and be able to defend all from one front. And once again, big shout out to LZ Gamer in control, Cyanic Reaver for trying to stream this. I was told the streams weren't very well, or they just didn't, I don't know if it was Ustream or live streams problems. But also big thanks to Ghost Guide for setting this up, and I will be bringing you the rest of this best of 7. And I believe I've got quite a few more games for you. I won't tell you how many because that will ruin it. But Game 2 coming right up.